Hey everybody, David Gary here. Welcome back. It is that time. It's overdue. It's been a while. I hope you're doing all right, and I hope you haven't forgotten about me. This is the Leadership Minute, episode number 53. 5-3. How's it going? Happy New Year. It's 2016, a new year, new opportunity to get things right, new chances, new things, new. And because this is the Leadership Minute, let's go ahead and get going. Today I'm going to talk about achieving consensus. Now, what is achieving consensus? It's not everybody thinking the same. No, it's a process where everyone's input is considered and the outcome is based on the needs of the group. The outcomes are based on the needs of the group. See, one thing to know about when it comes time to achieving consensus, sometimes it depends on the mission, it depends on the objectives, it depends on what's going on, that it might not be feasible to seek out everybody's input. It might not be feasible to get everybody's participation in formulating a plan or a strategy to go forward. Sometimes you just got to do it and pick up and go. And that's just the way it is. But when you can, you should. You should always get everybody's input. Because again, that means that the team is working as a collective. Everybody's working together. And that, my friends, is a good thing. See, Remember Star Trek 2, the motion picture, the movie, the Wrath of Khan at the end? I've said it before, I have a great example. It's the classic example as to why it's not always feasible. Spock goes in the first movie, not the remakes. I'm talking the first series, from the original cast. Spock goes into the dilithium chamber and he exposes himself to this huge amount of radiation, and then he dies. But he comes back in episode or Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. But there's a little moment there between Kirk and Spock, as you know, it's Spock's final moments, and he says, sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. It's true. So that's what I'm saying. It's not always feasible because sometimes the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. It could be somebody from the top down is saying, hey, it's time for you to do something. You need to do it right now. I don't need you to be sitting around and going to committee. You got to get it taken care of right now. So another thing to consider about consensus is not unanimous agreement, meaning 100% of the people don't have to agree. But what does have to happen, especially with those that don't agree, is they have to agree to disagree, because again, the mission must go forward. You must do what you have to do, even though some people don't agree with how it's going to get done. At least their input got there, and at least everybody in the team knows, hey, Joe over there saying this might not work, but everybody else sees that it might work. Something to consider. Now, when you're achieving consensus, you're dealing with everybody, you're dealing with the entire team, so you're looking at the common good of the team, and what's going to work for the team as a whole, not as a collective of individuals, but as one big whole. So when that happens, when you've achieved consensus, that people have bought into it, well, there's less enforcement, less saying of, well, you got to do this, otherwise this and this will happen. Because everybody understands that the outcome might not be what they want it to be, but it is what's best for the team. So something to consider there, especially when trying to achieve consensus, that you're going to have some people that are going to be on the outer edges of it, but so long as they participate and give it 100%, why not bring them on board and keep them on there, and take into consideration that they're coming at this from a different angle, and that should be expected and that should be encouraged. As a leader, you should do that. Now, when do you know when you've achieved consensus? Well, when everybody involved gives the go-ahead, meaning they can't go any further, we can't do any more than this, that's it. You now move forward. Now, of course, when you move forward, there's always going to be those times when there's going to be problems. And some of the problems are lack of participation, especially from those that, well, they weren't ready for it. They, for some reason, were not ready for it. It's like, it's bigger than what I thought it was. Or this is not what I thought it was going to be. Again, lack of participation. That's when you got to bring them back in, because it's a team effort. It's a group effort. Other problems are when there's outsiders or people that came late to the entire process. They don't know the full picture. They don't know everything you've already gone through. They don't know that you could have already discussed in committee as a group a problem that these outsiders are seeing right now. Well, see, this is never going to work. Again, what happens? Poor communication is the miscommunication. Again, outsiders, latecomers, people coming and going, not fully buying into the process. And of course, the other problem, the major problem, is when those hidden agendas start to arise. And that's when you have some problems. But you can overcome those problems, and you can do that by ensuring that everyone on the team, including yourself as a leader, know yourselves. You know yourselves as individuals, what you're capable of doing, what you're not capable of doing. Your personality issues. If you have personality issues that clashing with other people on the team and the group, well, you know what? What matters more, the clashing or completing the project as a whole? Ask those questions. Physical factors. Does it involve lifting boxes? Can everybody lift a box? If everybody's going to have to move 100 boxes, or there's 100 boxes to move and there's 5 people, everybody's got to carry 20. But if somebody can't physically do it, that means everybody else got to carry 30 or whatever, 25. Again, physical. Emotional. Are they fully bought into this? Have they bought into it? Those issues. And of course, other issues such as education. Remember what I mentioned about, this is bigger than what I thought it was? Something for them to consider. Can they do the job they say they're going to do? Or can all of them do the job that they agreed to do? Again, folks, achieving consensus is easy. It looks good on paper, but it's hard to get at. But once you get there, you should have a solid team in place to be able to accomplish whatever you need. I'm David Garrett. This has been the Leadership Minutes, episode number 53. I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for listening. And until next time, talk to you real soon.